Why is the first $100,000 so important in building your nest egg? We're going to look at an actual case of somebody that's 41 years old that has been able to accumulate $100,000. And we're going to go ahead and run some numbers for him. First thing we need to know is what is he going to get for Social Security? He's only 41 years old, so how in the world are you going to know that? Well, fortunately, Social Security gives us a calculator that can give us a rough estimate of what he will get at age 67, provided his salary stays reasonably close to what it is now and grows accordingly. So we're going to go ahead and look at this Social Security tool. If you will go to ssa.gov and type in benefit calculators, or more specifically Social Security Quick Calculator, this page will come up and you can actually enter in your date of birth, which I've entered June 8th, 1983, what your earnings are currently. I put in 60,000, and it'll actually give you a rough estimate of what you might have in. You can either ask for it in today's dollars or inflated dollars. I'm going to go and submit it with today's request. This is what comes up when you click on OK. And at age 67, the year 2050, he's going to get 2237. So let's go back to the spreadsheet, 2237. Let's go ahead and enter that 2237. So now I've got his expenses of 5,000 growing to needing 10,783 because of inflation. This 2237, the nice thing about that, that's also going to grow by a cost of living adjustment. And Social Security calculator says you're going to be 4251. Since he's taken at age 67, he's going to get 100% of that 4251. So this is what he's going to get. This are his expenses. So he's going to need this kind of money from his nest egg. Now, I want you to notice something. How many times in the last 100 years would he have run into problems if he could save $120 a month and save it at 3%, starting with his 100,000? Folks, every single year except one time, he would run out of money in less than 40 years. In this case, it'd be 33 years. That's 100 years worth of data using these numbers right here. So that's what we do on this channel. We use the actual historical returns for the S&P 500, and we simply project what similar returns might do for you in the future. And that gives us a possible range of what may happen in the future. So what we have here, every single time except one time, with just saving $120 a month, he would have a 99% success rate. Watch what happens if I change this to zero. I'm trying to show you the importance of getting that 100,000 as early as you can. Take, for example, you wouldn't even save another dime. That 100,000, what would it grow to? Only in this year and this year. Again, the two worst years in the last 100 years where you actually run out of money. The first one you run out of money in 16 years, the other one in 20. But every other scenario, you'd have a 95% success rate. Not adding another dime to this. So what I've done is run the numbers for every single year. This is with 100,000. We want to actually look at the case scenario where the same scenario, 41 years old, expenses 5,000, today's salary 60,000, the Social Security calculator giving us 2237. Say you have nothing saved up and you want to retire at age 62, not 67. You would need to save 1,325 a month for the next, from age 41 to age 62, would be 21 years. You need to save that much a month to have a 99% success rate. I also look at the 90% success rate over here. You'd still need to save 1,090. If you have nothing saved today, you'd need to save 1,090 a month. And you can see the corresponding amounts you need to save. Obviously, each year you save, that allows the Social Security to grow. It also allows, if you have some saved up already, that allows that to grow also. But in this case, we're looking at somebody who doesn't have anything saved. These are the monthly amounts you'd have to save if you want to retire at these different ages. This also shows you if you start out with 50,000 or 100,000. And what we did is look at the 100,000, and we saw that we would just save 130 a month. Then you'd have over 40 years, your money would last. We ran at 120, and we saw we'd run out of money in 33 years. But just $10 more a month, you would not run out of money. That's the importance of this 100,000. Another thing we need to look at, do you really need to have a guaranteed, not guaranteed, but do you really need a 99 projected success rate? What about just a 90% success rate? Look at this, folks. If you already have 100,000, These are the amounts you need to save if you want to retire at these different ages. Notice you want to retire at age 66 and 67 and are happy with a 90% success rate, potentially, you wouldn't have to add another dime. Now, if you really want to have that 99% success rate, we saw you need to add $130 a month. And in the last 200 years, if you would have done that, starting with 100,000, save 130 a month, increase that by 3% a year, and allowed that go till age 67, you would not run out of money except that one time. Actually, you wouldn't. $120 you'd run out of money. 130 you would not. That's what we do on this channel. We run all kinds of different numbers. I just want to do one other thing here. This shows you the different amounts you'd have to have if you wanted to go out a little bit earlier. For example, if you wanted to go out at age 65, we'll just run those numbers real quick here. At age 65, then you'd have the success rate 95% of the time right here. If you had the worst and second worst case scenario, then you'd run out of money in 21 and 28 years if you just did $130 a month and wanted these kind of returns. But that's what we do on this channel. We run all kinds of different numbers. And I just want to show you the importance of getting that 100,000 in there and how little you really need to save, even to have a 99% success rate potential. You don't have to save these kind of money. If you're satisfied with 90% possibility, these are the kind of numbers you need per month. If you have that 100,000, if you have 50,000, these are the amounts. If you don't have anything saved up, this is what you'd have to save per month to have a 90% success rate potential. This is what you have to save per month to have a 99% success rate. So hopefully that makes sense to you. That's what we do on this channel. We love to run numbers for people. Just let them know where they might be. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Please share this channel with others. Please comment, like the videos. Let people know there's a channel out there that'll run numbers for them and show them the kind of numbers that they might be curious to see. Even in this case, somebody that's 41 years old has already hit the $100,000 mark. He's going to be in good shape. Of course, it'd be best if he just kept investing, but that just shows you what the S&P 500 can do if you're in it for the long term. Thanks for watching.